I love learning and thinking about the natural processes of this universe. I'm constantly in awe and in reverence of them. I feel connected to everything in the universe when I think about stellar nucleosynthesis, creating the elements that make things like planets and water and dogs and cheese and people. I feel like I'm at a family reunion everywhere that I go when I think about evolution and ecology and how all of life is related and interconnected. And I feel like I'm so much bigger than I really am when I think about the unbroken chain of matter and life going back millions and billions of years and all leading up to me. And I feel like I'm so much smaller than I really am when I think about the unfathomable vastness of the cosmos all around me. And I feel like I'm the least important person in the universe when I think about how small and short and insignificant my existence on this planet really is. And yet I feel like I'm the most important person in the universe when I think about the billions of microorganisms that live on and in my body that depend on me for survival. And I feel motivated and energized when I think about how my life is draining away at every moment, and eventually I will die and there's nothing else and there's so much more that I want to do. And yet I feel so at peace when I think about the biogeochemical cycles that move the carbon, the nitrogen, the oxygen, the phosphorus, the water, and every other bit of every single living thing through every ecosystem across the entire planet, and that the atoms in my body are just borrowed from them, and that those cycles will continue long after I'm gone, and I will return to those things to be used by other organisms for eons to come. And I feel that I'm completely without purpose when I think about the timeline of evolution, all those species coming and going in the blink of an eye, and my own species just 200,000 years old. And yet I feel so full of purpose when I realize that by my very existence, I am a shaper of the story of humankind. My community relies on me exactly the way that I rely on them, and whether I want to be or not, I am a significant piece of the history of my species. When I think about science, the smallest things feel huge and the biggest things feel tiny. I feel so incredibly happy and sad and powerful and weak and elated and listless and emotional and overwhelmed and everything all at once, all the time. And the sum total of all of those feelings is just flippin' radical, dude. Every single child is born with the capacity for the kind of wonder that science provides, and a scientist is just a child that survived. And maybe, if I can pass on just a little bit of that excitement to a creationist, maybe it'll get through to them in a meaningful way. For every person out there, like the charlatans that I make videos about, there are a ton more people who are thinking the same things as them, but they don't know why. They don't understand science. They've never been allowed to learn the science. They don't know what science is or where it comes from. All they need is for someone to give them an out, to show them the truth in a way that isn't scary and isn't judgmental and doesn't leave them feeling abandoned.